From what we have so far discussed, it's obvious to live an objective life, you need to bring in more Ishvara. When there is more awareness of Ishvara, there is less subjectivity. Your anxiety, your fear is subjective. But anxiety is subjective, fear is subjective. But then, when you look at it as Ishvara, you become objective. Ishvara's order, you become objective. When you are jealous of somebody, there is lot of subjectivity. In our culture, jealousy is called matsarya. It is looked upon as something one has to be careful about. It's an emotion which can eat up a person. It's a santapa, pain, inflamed pain, by seeing somebody achieving something one wants to achieve. Parotkristam drishtva jayamanas santapaha matsaryam. Matsaryam is jealousy. It is a pain born of your recognizing somebody is coming up, parasya utkrishtam drishtva, seeing. Anyasya. Somebody has achieved something. You can't stand it. And there is a tapa inside. It's considered the most unreasonable tapa. In fact, there is a reason for that also. There is nothing unreasonable. Therefore, when I look at jealousy, is because of my own insecurity, my own low self-esteem, and naturally that is due to, again, that low self-esteem is due to some background. And between that background and the low self-esteem, there is a sambandha, there is connection. And that connection is provided by the order. It is this order that they try to understand in the psychological research. When I see a similar symptom in many people and the background is similar, they put these two things together and you have a psychological rule. That is how the body of psychology, the body of knowledge called psychology, keeps growing. An alcoholic father, in morning he is one thing, evening quite another. The child is confused, and the adult child means, as an adult growing up in this house where there was alcoholism, that person will always be guessing what is normal. This is amazing. Where there is alcoholism at home, the children that grow up there in that home will become guessing what is normal. There cannot be there cannot be any more disconcerting for an individual than guessing what is normal. What is normal is supposed to be understood as a routine. Even if normal is not understood, then it is a big tragedy. It is all because of a background. If one understands this connection, then there is an appreciation of Ishvara. Similarly, jealousy is also an outcome of a background, contributing to low self-esteem and sense of insecurity. And therefore, jealousy, hatred, and so on. If we understand this as Ishvara's manifestation, I am no more jealous, correct? I don't call myself jealous anymore. I look at it objectively as Ishvara's manifestation. Therefore, I have brought in objectivity. Understand this. Otherwise, I would be highly subjective. There is more of me, less of Ishvara when there is subjectivity. There is more of Ishvara, less of me when there is objectivity, because what is Ishvara. Therefore, understand how critical it is to understand Ishvara in one's life. One has to bring in Ishvara in order to be objective. I call this spiritual pragmatism. Indian culture is highly pragmatic. It is not monastic. It is not a monastic religion. It is highly pragmatic. Our culture is highly pragmatic because in spiritual pragmatism, everything is Ishvara. You become very objective. This will definitely remove double standards from our life, from the society also. One thing for a believer, another thing for a non-believer. A non-believer can be killed. All that will go away when we understand our spiritual culture. This is fundamental to our culture. That is why in India there cannot be a fundamentalist if one has imbibed spiritual Indian culture. That is the reason why we allow different forms of worship without having a patronizing attitude. We validate all of them. We have more things to offer. We don't say all are equal, no. But we have much more things to offer. But then we don't look down upon any form of worship, any form of prayer, because of our understanding of Ishvara. That is why they need to understand us. Everybody else in the world has to understand us, because we have this vision, a vision that can solve the problem of double standards, the problem of aggression, religious aggression, cultural invasion. It will solve that problem. And this is a vision that can give accommodation for everybody. Everybody can live appreciating each other in harmony. And that is why it is much more important to understand this vision in the human history right now than ever before, because now it's all global. It's an age of email. And therefore, this is not a time for any kind of compartmentalism, any kind of exclusivism. It is an age where we need to embrace everything, for which we need to open up. And opening up means spiritual culture necessary. In other words, it is our spiritual Indian culture. Everybody should imbibe the essence of it, because we want Ishvara to be ruling our hearts, our life. More Ishvara means more objective I am. I can afford to have jealousy. But by saying that it is all Ishvara, I pull out from that emotion to be objective. And therefore, no more I judge myself as a jealous person. I judge myself as hateful person. I judge myself an angry person. I have a good self-esteem. It cannot be improved upon. As an individual, I'm talking about. In spite of all my emotional limitations. And therefore, another significant thing, as I said, was that dharma is also a prime value that we have to conform to. With these two things, I have a real look at myself, and my self-esteem and sense of success are one and the same. In Indian culture, as I said, everything is sacred. In fact, there is nothing secular. Secular is, in government, they say non-interference in religion is secularism. That's how they define, which is okay. But culturally, we have nothing secular, because every form of knowledge is sacred for us. In fact, we say there are two types of knowledge One is Paravidya, the other is Aparavidya. Dve vidye veditavye paracha aparacheti. Two types of vidya one has to learn, gain. One is called para, the other is called apara. First, one has to have apara vidya. Here I am saying, understanding spiritual culture of India is to understand also its source books. So one source book we can call is called Upanishad. This source book tells me these two types of vidya, and which the two types which are called para and apara, are to be gained by everyone. It lists apara vidya, 4 Vedas. Rik, Sama, Yajur, Atharva, 4 Vedas. Understand the source of this culture. And then it lists Siksha, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandas, Jyotisham. 6 disciplines of knowledge, secondary knowledge. Veda is primary, secondary disciplines of knowledge to understand the Vedas. Phonetics, Siksha. Kalpam, the know-how of performing rituals. Vyakaranam, grammar. Niruktam, etymology of Vedic words. Chandas, prosody, discipline of meters in Sanskrit language. Jyotisham, astronomy, astrology, because Indian calendar, Panchangam itself is kind of astronomy, day to day. You live a cosmic life with an awareness of what is around us. Then there are other disciplines of knowledge. Bhuta Vidya, Preta Vidya, Kshatra Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya. All disciplines of knowledge. You can include a few more that we have got in the university. Microbiology also you can include. Psychology you can include. Astrophysics you can include. Everything you can include, all disciplines of knowledge you can include. Linguistics, humanity, everything you can include. All are aparavidya. Understand? All are aparavidya. What do you study in school, university is aparavidya. What do you study in a Veda Padashala, the scriptures, what you call, they are also aparavidya. That means if the Vedas are sacred and every other discipline of knowledge coming under the same category are sacred. Every discipline of knowledge is sacred. And then spiritual knowledge, of course, is sacred. It's not any different. But then, yaya aksharam adhigamyate, sa para vidya. By which discipline of knowledge Aksharam adhigamyate means that one reality which is not subject to time. Naksharati iti aksharam. That which is not subject to decline and disappearance. That which is always the same. That which is the truth of everything. About this we will discuss later. Yaya vidyaya aksharam adhigamyate, by which vritti, by which cognitive change in your head, that is recognized, that one reality is recognized, that is called Paravidya. Now you can understand, there is nothing secular in our culture. Every form of discipline of knowledge is sacred for us. That is why no Indian really who is brought up in this culture, the native culture, well, that person will step on a book, even unconsciously. Suppose he steps on a book, happens to accidentally step on a book, he can never move forward without asking for pardon. Why? Sacred. What book is never seen? That it is a book is enough. Similarly, a rupee note, even though it is a carrier of amoebas, you can't step on it without asking for pardon, because it is Lakshmi. Lakshmi means it is goddess, it is sacred. One is Saraswati, other is Lakshmi. These two women dominate our lives. Lakshmi means not only money, please. Real estate is money, is Lakshmi. Dhana Lakshmi. Home is Griha Lakshmi. Marriage is Vara Lakshmi. Children, Santana Lakshmi. Produce, Dhanya Lakshmi. Dhairyam is Dhairya Lakshmi. Your courage, etc. is Dhairya Lakshmi. Success is Jaya Lakshmi. Therefore, what do you have left out? Please tell me. Every pursuit is Lakshmi pursuit or Saraswati pursuit. This is our spiritual culture. This is Indian culture. How can you not bask in it? How can you not let that culture rule your life? It is just, underachievement. You cannot be an underachiever born in this culture. You have inherited something not valuable, something sacred, something precious, something that is not negotiable for anything under the sky, above the sky. This is real success, one who lets this culture come out of one's life, manifest in one's life. Let that culture manifest in one's life. Thank you.
Guru Seva